Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders, and they are live. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders. We got the first and foremost, the most limited of the items is the Realmslayer Legend of the Doomseeker. Limited edition, $75 USD. And this is one of the stores of Gotrek Gurnison. Very cool little setup right here. Very popular character in the old world. And then he has made his way into the mortal realms. Not necessarily by choice. But here we have the legendary one of 1,250 copies. So it does have the cool little special edition cover and everything. It's got some neat little stuff here. It's got that like metal little brooch on there. And it is signed by the author. One of 1,250 copies, and this will sell out relatively quickly too. Gotrek is an extremely popular character, so pretty much anything they do limited edition with him in it is a surefire thing to sell out. So 75 bucks for that. If you do want one of those, I would secure your copy as they will be gone. And then next we got a couple of other books and also the White Dwarf there. Not a lot coming from Games Workshop this week. So we have Godsbane in paperback, $17.99. So we've got White Dwarf, $4.91, a little bunker action in there. And then we see some leftover books and new books here. So we have the paperback Kasserkin, Long Shot, and For Glory and Honor. And then we see the new arrival, Word Hollow, Scabbats Plague Pack. And then we also have that brand new little setup, Get Off the Road from Forgeworld. So this is shown on Games Workshop's web store. It's $101, but this is Forgeworld resin. I'm not a huge fan of this. I mean, I think it's nice. I like the idea of it. I just don't love the execution. I get what they were going for and everything here. I'm not sure if it's the actual paint job or the actual sculpt itself, but it just doesn't quite feel good enough for Games Workshop, let alone for Forgeworld prices. So $101 on this, not surprising, but definitely seems over the top pricey. I do love that they have this where you can essentially remove it from that special display base. That is very cool. So you can play with the Wraith Lord. Pretty neat idea and everything overall. The sculpt isn't terrible or anything. I think it's a combination of the actual sculpt and then just like the hard highlight lines. Just sort of like give it this weird look to it. I don't know. I don't want to be overly critical because somebody did put a lot of hard work into this and it is cool and everything. I just don't think it's quite up to the quality. I mean, these are obviously smaller than your typical like Warhammer miniatures and everything, but like looking at like these fingers and stuff like that, I mean, this is just subpar in my opinion. That's all that I can really say about it. So it is worth note, this item is available on a made-to-order basis until 8 a.m. BST on Monday, the 21st of August, 2023. As a made-to-order product, this item is dispatched within 180 days of your order. So most of the time, it doesn't take the full 180 days. It does sometimes, but just be aware that this thing is not ready to ship, ready to go. This is full-on made-to-order. And we did see last week the rebox of the Stegodon Chief that is already out of stock. And then also saw that Cerastus Knight Lancer sell out very, very quickly. So obviously the rules definitely make the difference on this one. Knights were already strong, and the introduction of this guy in plastic and the sellout tells you these things are going to be everywhere. So be prepared for that 20 strength hit, the max mortal wounds on the charge, the invulnerable save. This dude is definitely a meta shifter. So if you were already taking plenty of weapons to dispatch heavily armored vehicles, I'm sure you're going to be fine. Maybe even take a couple more. If you weren't, it's time to up your game because these dudes are going to be changing the game, dominating the scene, and absolutely stellar. I did also find it relatively funny that the actual like little article that Warhammer Community did an article on 40K and then hours later released one for Horus Heresy as well. So you can tell where their priorities are. It's obviously in enticing 40K players. It's obviously in selling to the masses who are 40K players. We can call it a Horus Heresy model. We can pretend like this thing is made for Horus Heresy. But the fact of the matter is anything that is usable in Warhammer 40,000 vastly expands the network of people that would potentially use it, potentially buy it. And of course, Games Workshop is trying to sell you models. So the best thing in their interest is to sell the most of these. And the best way to do that is give them really good rules and let you use them in 40K. And that's exactly what they've done as expected. So I think everybody should be expecting this guy to be showing up on every table. As a matter of fact, lots of people probably have already built and painted this guy in a hurry to get them on the table because they are that good. Now, later down the line, will we see a nerf come out where Games Workshop tones this guy's rules down or ups his points, at least in Warhammer 40,000? Probably. I like to think that they're not going to do that, but realistically, in the next balanced status late, like patch type thing, I'm sure we're going to see something like that. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. And we did see both of those Cyphus Cain books sell out very quickly. Anytime they bring something in hardback book, they always sell very, very quickly. So if you're ever interested in something, limited edition sells out the quickest, and then hardback after that. Typically, the softcover books you can be able to get a hold of. But again, if you're after these things, especially limited edition, don't mess around because they do sell out quick. Matter of fact, the Realmslayer Legend of the Doomseeker probably already sold out. Let's take a look. We can be surprised together. Nope, it's still here for now. So if you are after this one, you do still have a little time to get that, but it will sell out. I'm sure of that. So yeah, that is it for this week's pre-orders. Again, not a ton of excitement, especially if you're focused more on like the 40K stuff. We did see that new Knight Lancer coming out last week, which was pretty cool, but really that wasn't even like a 40K release. So I do expect some big stuff coming for 40K over the next couple of weeks. We obviously have the impending Tyranid Codex, the impending Space Marine Codex, and then both of those range refreshes, a bunch of new kits. We already know what they are for Tyranids, and there's some amazing stuff in there. Don't quite know yet on Space Marines, but we've got some pretty good ideas, some pretty good guesses. And then, of course, we're looking to ramp up the new season of Warcry and Kill Team. So expect some big news on those. I imagine they're probably going to tie the Kill Team release in with the kind of Space Marine 40K stuff, because I do suspect that we're going to get a new Space Marine unit, which is likely to be like the Primaris Scouts in that new Kill Team box. So that's just rumors from the little Games Workshop teaser they put out. Not sure about that, but I do think there's a high probability of it. So lots coming down the pipe. Stay tuned for those. We're about to hit that 10,000 mark, so make sure you get in before 10,000. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15%. Link in the description. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I've been holding my breath for the big 40K releases, and it's almost time, and I'm out of here.